This is a look at the country dancing scene of Fort Worth. So if you're looking for where to go out dancing in Fort Worth, or if you're just looking to see what the music scene and what the nightlife of Fort Worth looks like, then check out this video. I'm going to feature 10 different locations in this video and try to tell you what days are popular to going out to certain locations and which bands are popular to see there for dancers. And a lot of these places are located in the Fort Worth Stockyards. So let's get this started with the first one here featuring Billy Bob's. Billy Bob's really is like an indoor cowboy mall. You can find pool tables and buy barbecue there, and there's a gift shop, and there's even like little games that you could play if you insert money in them. And they got bull ride in there too, and they got multiple stages. So they got a big old stage where they have the real events, and then they got a smaller stage with that dance floor right in front for the typical night. So when it comes to a typical night at Billy Bob's, when there's not an event, I've been told that Thursday is one of the popular nights to go. This is a college night, and people roll in for a range of times. Like a lot of these places, it'll start off with the older crowd earlier in the night, and then it becomes a younger crowd later in the night. So that's what I found here on a Thursday, is that it started to get pretty busy around 10:30, and there was a real nightclub feel here. So a lot of the people who were out dancing here at Billy Bob's said that they typically go to Red River, which is a nightclub. And I went to see a show here at Billy Bob's one time. Red Clay Strays was the band that I saw, and right after the show gets over, they'll have another band playing at that smaller stage with folks dancing, and those folks will even be dancing while the main act is up there. And there were a lot of people out there too during that time, so events I think are also a really fun time to catch a lot of dancers out there. Next up, still in the Stockyards area, I want to feature the White Elephant. This is a really popular place, and it's got music 7 nights a week, but I think that some nights are better than others for dancing there. For me, I know that the Stockyards area gets a little bit too busy on the weekends, so I think this place would be a bit too crowded for me on a Friday or Saturday. But what I found is that Jon Hope is really good to catch on Sundays, and there are some dancers out there. And Wednesdays are really good for catching here when the Chixie Dix are playing. So you can find people out there on the dance floor on Wednesdays as well. And I think they both have some really good music that'll inspire you to get out on the dance floor. And I think you could get about a handful of dances in here. Next up is Rhinestone Saloon. This is at the top of the hill in the Stockyards area. And I'd say this is one of the places where I'd probably be more comfortable going on a crowded Friday or Saturday night. There's a decent amount of space, even though it gets pretty crowded and fun in there. And the band that I saw on the Friday night that I went was the Trent Walker Band. They were really good, and they had lots of classic country that they played in that second half. So I was feeling some pretty good dancing energy there. And there were a fair number of women there who you could ask to dance. So again, you could find a handful of dances there at Rhinestone Saloon. Next up is Rodeo Exchange. A lot of folks say that you should go to Rodeo Exchange on a Saturday night. That is a night that is popular with the older crowd. And I know that I did go there on a night when they had line dancing lessons, where they got Marsha teaching. And one of the interesting things that they have here is they have shuffle lessons. And so there is a unique style of dance in Fort Worth called like the Fort Worth Shuffle. And some folks also call it the double two-step. And I was talking to some folks about it, and they said that it became popular after Garth Brooks became popular, because it was the particular pattern that aligned with Garth Brooks's music, and they basically started playing his music everywhere, and they had to figure out how to dance to it. So still a lot to discover here. Okay, next up is the Longhorn Saloon. That's the name that they have plastered on the wall there. But I've also heard this place called Little Red's, and I've heard it called Little Longhorn as well. And I went on a Wednesday night when Landon Dodd was playing, and I could definitely recommend this. They were really talented, and I think really danceable music. Was an older crowd that was there, and I look forward to checking out what other dancing opportunities they might have there at Little Red's. And now we're looking at Filthy McNasty's. I know that people regard this as a place to go dancing. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but they got a dance floor, and they certainly got some drunk folks there who want to have time on the dance floor. The one time I checked out this place on a weekend, they had the Shane Rogers band playing, which wasn't quite a kind of dancing band. To me, they were more like a rockin' band, but the folks found their way onto the floor and they found a way to dance to it. Next up is Cadillac. I did want to check out this place because it was recommended to me when someone listed out a bunch of dancing places here in Fort Worth. And every time I walk by, it looks like this place is closed. So they're really only open a few nights of the week, like on the weekends. So as far as I can tell, every time they're open, they're just super busy. I paid a $3 cover to get in, basically just to show you what it looks like, because it's super crowded inside, and this is definitely not my type of vibe, hanging around a bunch of people in a really crowded area like that. But that's what Cadillac looks like if you like crowds. Next up is PRs. Now, a lot of people do bring up PRs when you ask about dancing. This is definitely known as having a younger crowd. And in fact, I asked 4 women to dance and they all said no because they didn't know how to dance. And then the 5th woman that I asked, she said, "I know I'm pretty, but I don't know how to dance." And when we actually danced, I've discovered that she was correct in saying that she didn't know how to dance, which led me to believe that all 4 of the previous women that said no probably actually did not know how to dance. So PRs is a place where you can find a lot of young people who don't know how to dance. Okay, next up now, we're finally moving off of the Stockyards area to one of the popular, more nightclubby kind of places, and it's called Guitars and Cadillacs. Friday is regarded as their busy day, or the day to go there. I think probably Thursday and Saturday are pretty similar busyness. So the footage here is from a Friday. Like the other places, it starts out with an older crowd, and then as the night goes on, it becomes a younger crowd and even becomes more of a nightclub feel, and they play that kind of music there. So you could kind of walk around the real big dance floor and find some women to ask to dance there, get some dances in there at Guitars and Cadillacs. And finally, we've got the Stagecoach Ballroom. I came in on a Saturday, which I guess is not their busiest day. It turns out that Sunday is their busiest day from 4 to 7. They capture that Sunday afternoon crowd, and that's when the Coachmen are playing. So Coachmen have a big following and a lot of folks that go out to check out them for dancing. And so I hope to come back there and check out what that looks like on one of them Sundays. So that's your rundown of where to go dancing in Fort Worth. In the description below, I'll list out the places and I'll list out the days that people typically recommend to go there, including some days that I recommend to go and some of my favorite bands, the most danceable bands that I've seen that you can look out for when they're playing, and you can go and try to catch them. So thanks for checking out this video. I post all about the music scene and touring around Texas, so check out the tons of videos that I got on my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to get notifications on new videos that I'm posting. Let me know in the comments anything else I should know, anything else I should check out around the dancing scene of Fort Worth, and thanks for your support.